To set up your room infill for volumetric calculation within the energy analysis that we're about to conduct, you got to go to the architecture tab and then click on room and area. And then if I go to area and volume computations, make sure that volumes are computed at finished faces and select the areas and volumes for that. So usually by default areas only is going to be selected, so make sure you select areas and volumes, and click OK. Let me check. So okay, now if I go to my floor plans, in a previous video we had already tagged each of these rooms, so if you guys haven't done that, please go back and check the video. This is an important step, so you got to make sure that each of these each of the spaces have been tagged. So once you've got that done, what you got to do, and again I used this tag room function so in order to produce these tags. So but once this is done, what you got to do is you got to create a section view. Now I'll show you in a minute why there's a need to do that. So let's just first create our section view. So if I go to view and then select section, so let me create one section over here, and then let me create a section running that way as well, one section running that way. So if I double click on this arrow, this is my section now. The reason that I need to create this section view is because I need to drag the infill within each of these spaces so that it covers the whole region inside the building, and that's important in order to make sure that a stable analysis is conducted. So what you guys should do is you should type VG, and you should see this visibility graphic override appear. And then if we go to our rooms, so over here, and then select the interior fill and click apply, click OK. You guys can now see this blue fill that appears for each of the areas. Now what you should do is you should select that, and you can only see that if you'd already tagged your rooms, so that's why it's important to tag your room. But once you've tagged your rooms, created the section, and then turned on the visibility for this infill, drag these arrows up so that it covers the whole space. Now as you will notice, there's a ceiling, and that's why it's actually stopping at the ceiling. And then I'll do the same for this one as well. So drag up. Actually that was an element in order to so I'll use my tab key and then again drag that. Now what I can do is if I turn this off, so if I turn my ceiling off, the room bounding for the ceiling off, I get to cover the space between the ceiling and the roof as well. So you guys should do that because we did not tag this space inside the space between the ceiling and the roof. So again, one way of overcoming this issue is if you select your ceiling and uncheck this box, room bounding. Now you'll see that the space covers the whole region. Now if I go back to my ground floor, this was for this section over here. If I do it going this way, I click on that, again VG on the keyboard and look for room, and then select that, apply, click OK. Now this space we can drag up and we can uncheck that. And for the other space, using your tab key, drag up. That should be sufficient. This partition, I can also uncheck that. Actually, let's cancel that. Just leave it as it is. So now, if I go back to my my ground floor, if I were to maybe shift this a bit and double click on that, so as you can see, this area is still not covered. Got to drag this up. So it's important to make sure that the whole space is actually filled up, just to avoid any issues. Again, if I click on that, this looks alright. This looks alright. So now we're ready to conduct our energy analysis. And in the next video, I'll show you how to do that.